episode 3 of The Hot Talk. We actually have a title for this show now.
Do you? That's usually good for a show to have a title.
We do have a title. We didn't have a title, so we weren't sure how to do episodes 2 and 3. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. And I want to welcome my third guest, Darcey Mclaughlin from Rewind 95.9.
Yes, indeed.
Yes, recorded right here in the heart of Miramichi, on the other side of the river.
On the other side of the river, yes.
The other side of the river, yeah. Did you have any trouble finding Chatham? I know.
Well, I try not to come here, but yeah. I did manage to sneak my way in.
We're definitely going to get in trouble for that.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I love Chatham.
Yeah,
I do love Chatham.
We love Chatham. We're in Chatham right now, filming at the beautiful, one of our best sponsors, the beautiful old Williston House. This is what it's actually haunted. By like
it's haunted?
By like so? Marie Williston or something upstairs. Yeah. Every once in a while we'll hear some stuff, and it's strange. It's usually just Stefan going to the bathroom upstairs. I love how we just talk about bathroom humor on this show, and we're about to eat up a bunch of hot wings.
Can I say I appreciate the safety here, but I do feel like I should be slipping in my deposit slip at the bank.
I was thinking,
like I don't like can I get some some fives, some 20s, and
so we are trying our best to create these things, and so we went on Amazon. Well, Steph, my partner, business partner, I don't even know what he is anymore, just buddy, who owns this beautiful O'Donoghue's restaurant. So we got this off Amazon to try to not spread germs, even though we're going to have hot sauce and wing sauce. There'll be a wing in your hair by the end of today.
A wing and a hair?
Yeah, a wing in your hair.
Oh, I thought it was like a wing and a prayer, but it was like a wing and a hair.
I was thinking, you think you're at the bank. I was thinking like we're in jail.
Oh,
like
is this how this is?
With the barrier.
Yeah,
I can see, it's weird because I can see you, and I can also just see my own reflection.
Okay.
So it looks like you're sitting next to my ghost.
I'm here for my conjugal. Yeah. That's what's going on.
Yeah. All right. Welcome to H&R Block. You owe 8 CERB checks back.
Oh, great. You know what? Sir, I never got a CERB. I worked the entire time.
Oh,
I
you're
worked
bragging.
the entire time.
Bragging. Essential. You know what's funny is
I don't know how essential I was, but I went to work.
Well, we'll get into that in a minute. But it's funny because sometimes I'm on your show in the morning, right? It looks like I'm just there organically, but really I'm there to plug some comedy shows.
Yes,
because I'm also a stand-up comedian. Check me. I'm self-promotional here.
Well, that's the whole point.
Check me out. What's that?
That's the whole point.
But I have to call in because I was like, can I just come down to the studio?
Yes.
And you're like, absolutely not. No. Nobody is allowed. He's like, I'm barely allowed. It's just like you and your sneakers.
I'm like Dennis Hoffman in Outbreak. Like I'm just protecting everybody from the virus.
And I hate calling in because you have that echo on the phone.
You're the only person that complains about.
You're literally the only person that complains about that.
You're the only person. I guarantee you.
Are you serious?
Only person.
I can tell that he's a little bit annoyed. Like I can tell that you're a little bit annoyed.
Because you're the only one.
But
you're the only one.
I want it to be perfect because I'm trying to be perfect comedic time. Perfect comedic timing. So I call, and if I'm not doing well, like I'm talking to Darcey, and I can just hear my entire sentence twice. Not just the end of the last word, like a normal echo does, and somehow the echo is louder than the original thing that I said into the phone. I was like, it's not even physically possible what's going on right now.
It's the speaker I hear you out of is being picked up by the microphone. By the way, I've had like 3 premiers, different premiers on the show. Not one of them ever complained.
Premiers?
So, premiers.
Did you have Doug Ford or Rob Ford, or who'd you have?
New Brunswick premiers.
Premiers. I don't know. I don't follow. I stopped watching the news. There's too many conspiracies. We talked about this before. There's too many conspiracy theories. Sure. Are you a conspiracy?
I'm not a conspiracy follower, but I love a good conspiracy theory just because they're so wacky. Like if you saw this congresswoman from Georgia who thinks that the Jewish space lasers caused the wildfire. I don't know the whole thing, but she believes that somehow the Jewish people have gotten together and weaponized space with these satellites that are firing lasers in California to start wildfires.
That's Moonstruck. Isn't that?
I don't know, but
James Bond. That's like
something like that.
Roger Moore. He was in that
but
exact
this is your
movie.
theory. This is her whole. And like she's elected. Someone went into the voting booth and said, "Marjorie Greene, absolutely. I'm going to send her to Congress." Yeah.
That's why I don't even leave the house anymore on election day.
Yeah.
I tried to, and I couldn't even. I couldn't prove where I lived. I moved back to Miramichi 2 years ago, and I tried to go like change my address at the Service New Brunswick, Newcastle.
Yes.
And I go in, and I was like, they're like, oh, well, you have to prove. I had to wait in line to get in line. You got to get the ticket line, then you got to sit there like an idiot and wait for your A24 and all that stuff. So I get up to the window, and she's like, well, you can't. You got to prove that you live here now. And I was like, she's like, prove to me that you live with your parents. And I was like, look how miserable I am right now. Like, look at this. I'm 35 years old. Look at this face.
Nobody's this pasty unless they live in their parents' basement.
I'm gonna get red in a minute when we start eating these wings. But I was sleeping on a couch, and it was like a leather couch, so I would stick to it in the summer, and I was freezing to death in the wintertime.
No one wants
so the premise of the show, if you're just tuning in for the first time, if you skipped over episodes 1 and 2 because you don't like David Draper or Terry Whalen for some reason.
They're
great guys.
They are, awesome.
They're great guys.
Yeah.
They did some great interviews, so check out those shows. And I want to thank our sponsors. Oh, wait, we don't have any sponsors yet. So we're working on that. It's a short list. But O'Donoghue's Irish Pub, wanted to thank those guys for giving us a place to film this. If we didn't, we would be in the old Ben's parking lot doing this outside. So that's not an ideal place to do.
Wouldn't that put us in the drive-thru, the Tim Hortons?
Oh, yeah, it would, too. It would.
That would be really awkward.
Yeah. Maybe Tim Hortons will sponsor us.
Maybe.
I'll ask
See what happens.
the guy.
Yeah.
With the big house. Man, I'm going to get in a whole lot of trouble. Okay, we're going to get started.
Yeah, let's get into this.
So let's get into Darcey's like, I got to get the hell out of here.
No, listen, I got nowhere to be and nothing to do.
Let's dive right in. So are you a wing guy?
We're currently when we're filming this in the orange zone, so I got nothing to do.
That's why we got the barrier. So we're going to take wing. So we're going to start with the first one here from Trailer Park Boys. I don't even know if they know that they made this, but it's called Decent. So that's going to be like a step above ketchup. I think I tried this on another episode. What did I do?
Just dip in here. Is that how that works?
No,
you slide it to me?
We're going to slide it right through the money hole.
By the way, you got to work with them. What are they like?
I did. They're great, man. They treated me really well. I
want to make sure I don't drip this everywhere.
They were very sweet. It was like my first paid acting gig. I work like once every 36 years in the Actors Union.
Okay.
So it's steady. You know, once every 36 years, I'll do an episode of Trailer Park Boys.
Yeah, that's the way that works. Okay.
So what did you think of that?
It's okay. I should say too. You and I had this conversation.
Not a whole lot of flavor with it.
Flavor's not bad. It's kind of sweet, but I'm not a spicy guy. Like I don't eat anything spicy, ever. Like I get the samosas at the market in Farrington. I go for the mild.
You've come to the wrong place.
I get the taco mix. I get the mild. Like I'm mild. Like I don't do the hot thing. So
what about a mix?
So
what if you get mild and hot together? You mix them up.
No, I've got my phone right here because I feel like we're going to call 911 here at some point.
You have an EpiPen as well, so it might be something.
No, I'm already there.
Jam that into your neck. Goes directly into the neck, right?
That's a screwdriver. Don't jam that in my neck.
My first question to you, and I'm going to eat the rest of this wing while you're answering it. Tell me about your first radio gig. How long have you been in this business? Why did you get into it? And tell me about that first job. I haven't been in it very long. My background is actually in journalism. I studied journalism at Holland College. I like to say I graduated in '93, which was when the World Wide Web came along. And little did I know that it was going to completely destroy print journalism. You called it the World Wide Web.
Yes,
I love that.
That's what it was. Well, in '93, that's what it was called when it was debuted.
My father, everybody.
And the interwebs there, folks. And newfangled, that big calculator thing.
www.
So I got print journalism, and then there's a lot of transferable skills. So I'd worked in communications and public relations and all that kind of stuff. And I was working for a company that's doing sort of website development for small businesses, content stuff. Yeah. And have been doing some stuff for Rogers TV and kind of having fun with the broadcast stuff. And that led into the first, in terms of actual radio gig, was probably a Timberwolves game that I did with the late Hoppy Dunn. And we went over to PEI. He needed a wingman to come along with him. No pun intended.
I wasn't even gonna touch that. Here's your chance, Jimmy, to get into a wing joke.
So I had done TV before I did radio, doing sports broadcasting for Rogers, and then probably the first radio gig was that one, doing a Timberwolves game in Summerside, and then went right from there into working for 95.9. So started in print, did some TV, and then into the radio thing.
Right on. And what year was that? Sorry.
Well, we started. We launched. I'm an original. I'm the last original with the station, so that was 2013. They launched.
Oh,
so
wow.
yeah, so I contacted the now former manager, the guy that was starting it up, and several months ahead of time because somebody had told me who he was, and sort of suited who I was, and they hired me as the news director for the station, and then I've been there ever since. And now they've trusted me to anchor the morning show. So fools that they are.
Next question.
Okay.
Thank you for that answer. That was perfect.
All right.
Next question. We're going to move on. So we're going to get a little bit hotter.
Okay.
This one is heat index. It says extra hot.
Okay.
This is the one that Dave Draper was allergic to because I believe it has onions in it. And
onions,
it has onions.
Okay.
I think his head just turns into an onion.
Okay.
So we're going to move on to that one. Let me put it in the middle.
Okay.
And so you didn't. So that was a great answer. My
Okay.
follow-up to that, what was going to be your plan B? Not necessarily, even like a plan C, so you could divert over to journalism, but was there anything else when you were growing up?
Oh, growing up, I wanted to be a musician. I was very big into music. I played bass, and I had my own band.
Really? What was the
We used to
band
play
called?
the Reckless, after the Bryan Adams album.
Mm-hmm.
And we used to play like the Legion and the Renews Wreck and the Derby Wreck. And
The Derby
I don't
Wreck.
feel like I got a lot of sauce on it.
You can double dip, yeah. That's allowed nowadays, right?
Well, you're not going back in. So.
I'm not going back in.
No.
No.
So
You got a little heat off that.
a little bit. Got kind of a blueberry kind of thing to it.
That's
Something
why
like
it's
that.
called the blueberry plague.
There you go. So I was really big into music. Music was a big thing all my entire life.
Yep.
I actually studied music in college my first year. I went to Sudbury, Ontario, because it's one of those things where I'm going to see how far away I can get, as a kid. And just realized I wasn't on par with these people who were preparing to play in orchestras and stuff. So my other big thing was writing, and I'd always been very much of a news buff.
Yeah.
So I decided to go to Holland College and study journalism, loved it, and been kind of doing something like that off and on ever since. So yeah.
Right on. Did you ever sing as well, or just?
Oh, I'm a
just
terrible
play
singer.
the-
No
you
one
just
ever
play
lets
the-
me near the.
Yeah.
No one ever lets me near a microphone.
Well, you're in luck today, guys. You're gonna sing. Darcey's gonna sing his
Musical
first,
stylings.
his first song ever, live on the Hot Talk. So I wanted to ask you. So everyone, I'm actually gonna skip this one. We're gonna go back to that one later.
Okay.
Because I have to ask. When I told people I'm gonna be interviewing you today, everyone wants me to ask you about your sneaker collection.
Oh, the
you
sneaker-
have this crazy sneaker
Yes.
collection.
Well, it's not that. I mean, it's
Just tell us about. Well, I'm saying it's absolutely insane. So you're like, it's not that crazy.
No,
I have
it's
like
not.
4 pairs of sneakers. Like I'm just picturing your house is just like a whole wall is just made out of sneakers. You live
Kind
in a,
of.
You live in a giant sneaker.
I don't. We do have so we have a 3-bedroom house.
Tell me all about it.
And so we have the main bedroom and the guest bedroom, and then
Yeah.
we have a walk-in closet. We converted one room into it, and one wall is indeed sneakers.
Right.
I don't have because I work in radio. I don't have the finances to be a true sneakerhead and get all the big releases. But I pick and choose what I like. I probably got somewhere in the range of close to 50, probably something like that. So
That's
nothing,
a lot of sneakers, dude.
No, but you see some of these guys online, and they got like
Yeah.
hundreds and
Kevin
you know,
Hart.
yeah, guys like that. So
Why didn't
I'm
my
not in that
sneaker-
one, but I've probably got somewhere in the range of 50. Yeah.
So it's mostly Air Jordans.
No,
that the
I would
primary
say
focus?
I'm a sucker for a Converse, mainly because you can get them for cheap, and they come in really nice colors and stuff.
Yeah.
But then Jordan, and then a few different Nikes and stuff. I've got a few Adidas. I usually go checks over stripes, but I do have a couple of Adidas pairs in there, and
Yeah.
then like a pair of Pumas and
Yeah.
a couple of Vans and stuff. So, and I mixed it up. Some are really expensive, some are like dirt cheap. Like I have one pair of Vans. They're bright neon green, but I found them at Frenchie's for $5. Of
course.
And they were barely worn, but it looks like somebody had set something really dirty on top of them. They're all squished down, like
That's every Frenchie's,
like
right?
greasy and stuff.
Just
So
dive
like I
into
took
a
them
bin.
home,
Yeah.
and then I just cleaned them.
Yeah.
And it was like a 3-day like thing of scrubbing and over time, letting them
Right.
sit. And now they look like they're really nice. But so I kind of again I always believe with sneakers. A lot of people get into what they call hype sneakers.
Yeah.
Which is what is the hottest new thing. And my view is always wear what you like. If you like the sneaker, if you think it looks good on you,
Yeah.
it's comfortable, put on your feet and wear it.
Now, do you remember the first pair? It was like when you became an adult and you started like making your own money, and you were always into sneakers, sort of?
Well, first time I got into sneakers was actually when I was a kid with Run DMC when they came out, because they had the Adidas, the white Adidas shell tops, and the tracksuits to match, right? Yeah. And there was this new hip hop thing, right? And I'm like this little white kid in the middle of rural New Brunswick. Yeah. Who has only ever seen a black person on TV. Yeah. Dr. Hibbert. But I'm like, I love this music. I want to be like these guys. I want to be Run DMC. Yeah. And I remember getting, like, you get that one time a year, you got the money from your mother to buy the good pair of sneakers. Exactly. For school. And I had to get myself the white Adidas. I don't even know if they're the exact ones, but they were white Adidas. Yeah. And I was so happy because I had the Run DMC
just
shoes.
All white.
No, white with the black stripes.
With the black stripes. Oh, yes. I had a pair of those as well. They're very comfortable. Now, do you remember, so that was the first pair that you were able to buy?
Yeah. As an adult, it was probably in college when we were talking about this before. The Reebok pumps came out. Yeah. And I really, really wanted a pair, and I couldn't.
I wanted the LA Gear ones.
You want the LA Gear ones? I wanted these ones. Bad, yeah. But I could never find them around here. So when I went to college in Ontario, there was a place that had them, and I finally got them. And they were the ones, the D Brown ones, the ones he wore at the All-Star game. Right. When he won at the dunk contest, the black with the orange and white on it, and I was just like, pump it up, and it was so exciting. So,
do you have a pair of dad sneakers, and are you a dad?
I have a dad. I have two children, both grown though.
Children.
Both grown though.
How old are your kids?
One is 22, and one is will be 27 here very shortly.
How is that even possible? I thought you were like younger than me.
No.
You're 33 years old.
No, not quite. I'm up there.
I'm
up
there.
I'm getting there. I'm knocking on 50 at this point.
Yeah. Well, you look great.
Well, thank you, sir.
Let's dive in.
This one here first. Let's get this one. I'll get this.
Now, are you more of a? Let me ask you this: are you more of a flat or a drum kind of guy?
Like a flat, personally.
Really?
Easier to eat, I find.
Now, do you just, what I do with the flat, I kind of poke it out in the middle.
Yeah, me too, yeah. There's a couple of different techniques that are online.
So this next one.
Which one's this one?
So this is number 3. Mm-hmm. But the way that we're going, we're going to be here all day. Well, this is called the Reaper 51. Mm-hmm. We're not promoting the sauce, we're just eating it. I think it says on here, do not eat. So
it's got a nice smell. You smelled it?
This is one of my favorites, I think.
It's got a really nice smell to it, so we'll see what it's like.
Oh,
that's not bad, actually.
There's a little bit of heat.
In the back of the throat?
Right in the back of the throat heat. That comes in pretty quick.
Yep.
But it shouldn't last that long. If you need a melt.
We
have our, Darcey and I are really big fans of Pepsi.
Pepsi, the old Diet Pepsi.
Mm-hmm. So we got our Pepsi, we got our milk, and we got a giant glass of water as well.
Yeah.
In case things go all right.
Completely south.
Here's a good one.
Is it weird, by the way, that I think the Diet Pepsi made it worse? Like, it wasn't that bad.
It's reacting with the aspartame.
Like, it wasn't that bad, and then I took a drink, and it was like, it hit me, so,
yeah. We put a little bit of meth in there, too, for you, so.
It's a hell of a drug.
Yeah, I've never done it.
Neither have I, just for the record.
Yeah, we are not meth heads. No. Anyway, just wanted to... I like how Stefan's coming back into the room as we just stated.
As we're discussing meth? Yeah.
As we're not doing meth on the show. Name something that you know is true, but a lot of people don't agree with you on.
Oh, goodness gracious.
I really hope you're not going to say you're well, obviously the Earth's flat. You know what? We'll get into that in a minute. I'm just going to jettison the rest of the question. It's going to be a conspiracy theory documentary.
Well, I mean, it depends on what you. I mean, I'm a big vaccine guy. I believe in vaccine science, and a lot of folks don't agree with me on that. I'm not going to get into it because the knives will come out. I'm just going to say I have a difference. I have a difference of opinion that I am a big believer in vaccines. If you don't, mazel tov, but I'm not gonna,
Of course. So here's my opinion. You can't have an opinion on something that's already proven to be true. So if you don't like hot wings and I like spicy hot wings, we can have a discussion about that. You're like, I don't like them. Yeah. Because I don't like the taste of them. Yeah. They hurt my stomach. Yeah. Blah blah blah. I like vanilla. You like chocolate. I don't know why we would be having those conversations. That would be a good conversation.
Are we five at the swings discussing?
We're going to the next episode. We're going to film at Dairy Queen. We're just going to be eating ice cream the entire time.
Yeah.
But you can't have that'd be like the same thing. It's not a coincidence that disease tends to go down when a vaccine is introduced
to
a community. It must be a coincidence, right? So you can't, it'd be like me saying, well, 1 + 1 = 5. And you're like, well, actually, 1 + 1 = 2.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, that's my opinion. Well, you can't have an opinion on something that's already mathematically proven to be true.
I guess my point on that would be that yes, I agree with you that I believe vaccines are 100% effective and stuff of this year.
Yep.
But there's no doctor or scientist that will say they're 100% safe, because there are people who have reactions and stuff to them. And if people, are hesitant, I get that hesitation. Now, there's a larger. We're not going to get to this on a show. They're eating wings, I'm sure, but there are larger implications for people who don't vaccinate versus whatever. Yeah. But I get where people are coming from.
Yes.
When they have hesitancy on these things, and I totally get it, right? Yes. So I get where they're coming from.
I think people that think like that, and I know some people in my life that think like that. When they do a Google search for something, I think they're already searching with it's like what I want to be true.com. You know what I mean? You're already typing in what you want to find for the answer, so you're going to find not the best sources, but they're going to find their answer on that first page of Google. If you're going to the second page looking for your, we didn't go to the moon.
We didn't go to the moon?
Apparently, we didn't go to the moon. Wow. That's what people are saying. They've been saying that for years. But in my
opinion, thought we did.
In my opinion, it would be easier. And I'm stealing this from Neil deGrasse Tyson. I'm absolutely ripping this off from him. Much like we've ripped this entire talk show. Who cares?
Hey, great artist steal. That's what Tarantino said.
Yeah, I'm going to change my name to Lonnie Donegan when the lawsuits start coming in. Lonnie O'Donegan. It would be easier to go to the moon than it would be to fake it.
Back then, yes.
But you could fake the footage.
Sure.
You could fake the footage in the 60s. But all the documentation, all the engineers, all the unmanned Apollo missions to the moon, and all the people died, and almost died in Apollo 13. Yeah. Let's want to just watch Apollo 13.
Sure.
Instead of doing the rest of it.
Yeah, let's do doing this. We'll just do the. Yeah.
So I shouldn't even be touching these. But this gentleman looks like he's about to pass away.
Yeah, that's bad. I think we're gonna have my milk ready for this one, because I feel like it's coming.
Yeah, he's about to pass away. So this next one, there's nothing weirder than the labels on some of these things. Jamaican style batch 114. Hot sauce, micro, I don't know. I don't even know how to read that label.
By the way, could we get can I get like a big cup of
Steph, can we get
water,
Darcey the bigger glass?
Like, I mean, this is,
that's it, yeah. What is this, Germany, 1945? I don't even know if that makes any sense.
None.
They had big glasses back in World War II. Okay, so I'm going to put this down. Oh, and thank you for taking them away.
Yeah, I'm just pushing to the side here. I don't know if that was supposed to do that or not.
I got a lot going on here. I got to eat. I got to ask. I got to try to entertain a little.
It's just like I'm cleaning my kitchen here. I've been washing crumbs away too. Like, I can't have crumbs.
And by the way, the wings that they have, I'm not trying to promote the restaurant here, but the wings they have here are large.
Yes, they are big. Yes, they're mutant chickens.
They're very large.
Yeah.
Where do you get these, Steph?
Chernobyl.
Steph's like, when he gets busy on his computer, and then he gets when I know he won't talk to me when he has his glasses on, and his glasses are on his nose, and he's just working away.
These are like Chernobyl chickens.
Okay, you go first.
Oh, good.
I got a flat, but it's somehow a drum at the same time.
Okay, well, we'll see what happens. Ooh, I got way too much on that. But we're gonna dab it off a little bit. But.
Yeah, well, that's what your face is going to look like. You'd look good with
you can smell the heat. Can you smell it?
How much sauce do you have on yours? Okay, I'm just going to...
You're going to take a little, that's not an idea. Do a little of the unsauced area first.
I don't feel it yet.
Me either.
Make sure you get it all in there.
I did.
I feel it. Darcey, tell me one positive thing.
That one's not bad, to be honest with you.
I actually found that the third one was hotter than the fourth.
That one hit, the third one hit really hard. The fourth one didn't hit that bad, yeah.
You're doing really good, man.
I'm all right.
You were a little bit worried when I reached out a couple weeks ago.
Again, I don't do hot stuff. I don't do hot.
But I appreciate you not asking us to tone it down. You know what I mean?
No, because when we get to the higher ones, I'm going to die, and it's going to be very funny.
Like Terry Whalen, he just wanted to have a bunch of ketchups. He wanted us to
love a good ketchup.
To pour ketchup all over him.
And pretend that it was...
I don't know. We're getting a little racy now, talking about Terry.
Uh-oh.
Tell me one positive thing that you've learned about yourself during the COVID-19 pandemic? Ooh, that's the last COVID.
That's a tough question, man. That's like Barbara Walters level stuff right there.
I could have said list the top 20. We're going to be here until 3 o'clock in the morning. Looks like we're at a church too, so.
Yeah, I think the capacity for, I guess, I don't really know. I guess, I'm a person who likes to go and do, and I'm on the go all the time, and I'm at events all the time and stuff, and
tell me about it.
I guess a sort of an ability to make that self-sacrifice, I guess. I don't want to blow my own horn, but the idea of being able to say, okay, I'm going to, I'm going to buckle down, I'm going to do the right thing, I'm going to stay home, I'm not going to go, cruising all the place. Now, when everything opened up in yellow in the summer, people were doing stuff, and we did too, but like when we went back to Orange, my wife and I haven't gone anywhere. I'll go to work, I sit in my studio, I go home and sit in my house. Outside of getting groceries and stuff. Like, this is the most people I've interacted with in person in 2 months.
How we doing?
What's that?
How are we doing?
Good.
We're doing a pretty good job, yeah?
So, I think that's probably it, the capacity to sort of, I guess, sacrifice, if you will, which, I think a lot of us found that out. Yeah. So, what's that?
I'm starting to sweat from that last one.
Oh, really? Again, the third one?
Timed one, yeah.
The third one hit me hard. This one I'm not feeling at all.
That's good. Let's move on to one more. So we're going to do, now this one's new to me.
Okay.
So this one's called, so Stefan just picked these up. Mm-hmm. So this is a chocolate Canadian stout coffee scorpion pepper sauce. I'm just going to smell it. It smells like something you shouldn't eat.
I think most of these are something you shouldn't eat, but it's all right.
I'm going to put that down.
All right.
Okay.
I do want to smell this because you already smelled it, so.
I love how I only have like 2 more questions, but there's 3 more sauces. So clearly
This is described as stout coffee pepper sauce.
Yeah, well, I just read it, and so it's made with.
I want to make sure I heard you right.
It says on the back, not made with actual scorpions. Love that.
Can I tell you a story?
Absolutely.
As we get into this, real quickly. Well, actually,
let's do a dip, and then you tell me the story.
Look at this big fat mother right here. Look at that.
Yeah, Steph, these aren't real wings. Like, they're not real.
Holy cow. We got to get this chicken on the keto. Like, this is...
Well, then I don't think they can live without grains.
You don't think so?
They eat grain and
corn. They are cannibals. Chickens are.
You're literally just ripping that. Can I get a steak knife to eat these?
Well, the problem was I got this bony in and this bony in, so I wasn't going to get any sauce on the meat if I didn't take that part off, so... There we go. So...
Enjoy.
I'm going to take a... Is it bad? I got a little on my hand, too.
Don't get it in your eyes.
No, I'll try not to.
I'll have to pour that glass of milk directly into your face if you do.
No, I'm going to hit it a little harder. Woo! Baby.
A little bit of heat, eh?
Yep. A little bit of heat. I'm going to go to the milk on that one.
Tell me the story that you want. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna pussy out and have a little... Yeah, gets you in the back of the throat a little bit.
Yeah.
It's actually not the worst.
No, I wouldn't think so.
No, it gets worse later with the last dab. You feel it though, eh?
It's bad. It's actually the tip of my tongue. The tip of my tongue feels like it's on fire.
Sometimes it'll migrate from the back of your throat.
The back of my throat's fine.
Yeah.
It's the tip of my tongue.
No, you're doing good.
Woo!
You don't even have to do the rest, but I would appreciate it if you at least gave it a little bit of a go.
I'm here.
Can you tell me one of the biggest or funniest mistakes that you've ever made live on the air? And
actually,
take your time.
Before we go to this, let me tell you a story of the scorpions.
Yeah.
Early on this radio station, we discovered the store in town was selling scorpion lollipops. Mm-hmm. And had a live scorpion. We bought it, and we actually talked people in the station to eating it.
Right.
So that's my story.
An actual scorpion?
It had an actual scorpion inside of like this gelatin for the lollipop.
Yeah, I've seen booze bottles or something like that. They have, there's like a I think it's dead. I don't think a scorpion can live inside tequila.
No, can't.
Yeah.
Whew. My tongue is on fire.
I know that they're not an insect. They're probably a crustacean. I think they're in the crustacean family, but I've never eaten a scorpion.
All right.
Yeah. I've eaten some lobsters, but I'm not a big lobster guy either. Tell me something. Tell me one of the funniest stories.
On the air?
On the air. What happened?
Very early on, we had we used to have this sort of dance party on the lawn for Throwback Thursday. And we used to say hashtag TBT.
Yep.
And so I'm on the air, we're talking, we're laughing or whatever, and I refer to it as hashbag TBT.
Hash
instead of
bag.
hashtag hashbag.
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 That's actually not. That's actually not that bad.
I mean, I'm on live on the radio, and instead of saying hashtag, I'm saying hashbag.
Everyone has been saying erection instead of insurrection.
That's what I've heard too.
Yeah, so that's the most common one, I think. In the Anderson Cooper, literally everyone. My father, it was weird. When you never want, to hear those words come out of like your parents' mouths.
No.
So I thought that was awkward. We have two more.
Okay.
Now we can end with this one.
Well, let's see how that one is. I also have my whipped cream right now. Because I was told whipped cream is good for
strippers.
Well, for offsetting the taste.
I don't know why you would bring that.
See, you told me we were doing a remake of Varsity Blues.
Yeah, that one scene. I was like, Darcey,
I was getting ready for it.
Darcey, we need you for what? We need you for 3 hours. We're going to recreate. We don't have it. We don't know any women, but we're going to have to recreate it with the people that we. And I love how these are the people that you've first interacted with in months. Us idiots. Sound guys and a guy just drinking a beer looking at an iMac.
Some people out there, I have some of my teeth too, but I'm trying not to
I think my gums are receding.
But there's people out there watching this, all 3 or 4 of them that they're watching. Some of them are like laughing because they know exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah.
And others are like, what's Varsity Blues?
Yeah. It is. It's not that old of a reference, but it's old. Like if you were born, man, there's people that were born in 2000 that are driving, that have graduated from university now.
Wow.
It's so weird when you think, man, I'm getting old.
Well, the meme online is you go to the store you have to give your ID, in the States you give your ID. And you pull in and go, oh no, you don't need to go any further, I can see the 1. Because if you have a 1 in front of your birth date, you're obviously older because people who were born 20 years ago are 21 this year, right? So obviously,
That's not that bad.
No?
I'll tell you a funny story. When I was a kid and we wanted to go and sneak into the Opera House, we would sneak in everywhere, and then we would wonder why all of our bars shut down. Because we would pre-drink, and then we would go and buy 1 drink, and we would sneak in so we didn't have to pay admission. And then we'd say, well, why the hell did everything shut down or burn down?
Well, it's another story.
Oh, yeah, we're not getting into that. We'll lose all our sponsors. But I was about 18 years old. I took the afternoon off. Are you good with that?
Yeah, that's not bad.
Took the afternoon off, and I wanted to, because I was born in 1984. So I looked on the thing, so all I could do was turn the 4 into a 1. So I took so I made it look like I was 1981. But I didn't even look like I was born in 1984. I looked like I was 11 years old trying to be older than 18.
Okay.
So it didn't really work out. But I swear to God, I don't know if anyone remembers the Opera House. If anyone's actually watching this.
Love the Opera House.
Well, I love the Opera House, but I was all worried about the fake ID, and I realized I could literally show them any card from my wallet. I was like, here's my membership card to the Denim Warehouse. They're like, shit, come on in.
I got a funny one for you too. The Tide, right? The Ebb Tide.
I like that. Yeah.
That wasn't bad.
The Up Tide. No, where was this? Which tide was that? The one.
Well, there was there was a low tide and the high tide, downstairs and upstairs, right?
Oh.
But the whole thing was the Ebb Tide.
Yeah.
So once upon a time, they used to get really cool musicians and stuff in, like a lot of Canadian artists would come in, like back in the day, like in the '80s, like Kim Mitchell and Lee Aaron and
I heard
what
about
have
the
you.
Kim Mitchell concert.
By the way, the Hip played here. Played at the Tide.
I did not know
early
that.
on, very early on, like '89 or whatever.
The Hip. Yep.
Someone called me one day and told me about it, and they sent me a picture. They still have a ticket from it. It was cool to see. But I could grow a beard in high school.
Stop bragging about your
I had a full
hair.
beard. I had a full beard, right? So I grew it out. And a buddy of mine, neighbor of mine, we used to grow up together, but he was 19, and I was still 17.
Right.
And he was like, he wanted to go, and I think Lee Aaron was playing, who was playing, of all things.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, I'd love to go see Lear. It'd be a great show. And he's like, man, he said, I don't want to drive all, because we're in Blackville. He said, I don't want to drive all the way to town, and then, you get booted.
Right.
Right? And, I don't have to. He said, well, I said, listen, we'll go down. If I get booted, I'll just wander around town and go something to eat or do whatever,
Yeah. I'll just wander the streets.
I'll just wander the streets of Newcastle, right? Like, what's the worst that can happen, right?
Yeah.
So we get down there.
Aimlessly wander around.
And he said, well, you go in first, right?
Yeah.
So I said, great. So I walked in. I walked up the thing. I said, I get a ticket, please. And he had it. I walked up the stairs, and away I went.
Yeah.
And I looked back, and my buddy's getting carded.
Yeah. No one's coming with you. Yeah.
But he was okay. But
Yeah.
they checked, did he get in here? He's like,
Yeah.
he was all like livid that baby-faced him got ID.
Yeah.
And but they're like, but he's got a beard. He must be of age. We'll let him walk through. So,
There was a guy I went to grade 9 with that had a full beard,
Yeah.
and he somehow owned a car. I think he failed a couple of grades.
No,
He's sitting there. If you have a beard and you're reading The Outsiders,
Yeah.
something's not right. Are you ready? Are you brave enough?
I'm.
How you doing? How's yours? I'm pretty good. But
I will say the two, just to recap before we get to the big one.
What was your favorite?
This one here really hit me.
Which one? The Reaper?
Yeah, the Reaper.
Hit
And
you in
then
a good way?
no, it was that was in the back of my throat, like hit me hard.
I did like it.
And this one, the scorpion one, was bad as far as like it burning my tongue and stuff.
Yeah.
But like this, I didn't find the Alberta crude difficult at all.
No, I don't know why. I don't know why we put it at the end, because I didn't really. It says very hot. Use it at your own. It always looks like they're threatening you.
Yes,
they're
of course.
Just like
yeah.
they're like use it at your own.
But I think it's about your tolerance to certain spices or whatever they're putting in it. So you might have a better tolerance to something that I do, and vice versa.
Exactly. So what this game is this show. It's very subjective too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's what I've learned about.
Although I am scared of the last one.
Dude, it looks like a potion that you would get in The Legend of Zelda to drink and would replenish your life.
There's like a scale on the side that says insanity.
I don't even like handling it. Oh. So this is Dave's. This is not your traditional Dave's hot sauce that you get at Sobeys for wings, which is good. This is something else. It has a cartoon picture of a little pepper on there.
Yeah, baking in the sun to make them hotter.
He's up in a Scumanak right now, getting a tan.
That's what's going on? Okay.
I don't know, but
it's been a mild winter.
Don't you find it looks strange?
Looks thick.
It looks
like
thick.
Congealed blood.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, it looks like we're like.
Have you ever seen
vampires.
when they show you blood after like a rattlesnake bites somebody, and it's all looks like Jello? That's kind of what it looks like.
So much like the show that we're ripping off, we're
getting
gonna
this ready.
do the hottest one at the end, last dab.
I'm getting prepped.
We're getting the Varsity Blues scene is going to be filmed here in about 30 seconds.
Where's the cherries? Let's get the cherries.
I love how you cook this exactly the right amount of wings. Like there's 7 each, which makes sense. Okay, so
6 would have been weird.
So tell me what's going on in your life right now, man, and what's your plan once we're all vaccinated? What are we going to do?
Man, I want to travel again. I want to go somewhere outside the country.
Go?
I think go outside the country again.
Where to?
You know what? My wife always wanted to go to New York, and that was kind of a plan I had last year. My thought process was in the fall we would head down, or just like a day trip, like a drive down thing. And of course that all fell completely apart. So you know. All right. So how's that?
It's pretty hot now. I've
a tolerance.
I want to do some traveling as well. I completely agree.
Oof,
I think I've built up a little bit of tolerance. We don't film these things as often as we probably should, with all the rules and changing every day. That's a hot one right there.
Oh.
You like that?
Oh.
Get the milk in. Do you get the whipped cream? Yeah, Dave Draper evaporated. When he ate it, there was just an like he evaporated. It was just his new maritime shirt that was on the chair after. So we still haven't. Stefan is coming into frame with cherries.
What's that?
Why?
For the whipped cream.
Oh! See, I haven't seen Varsity Blues in 20 years. Like normal people. Eat them. Oh, God.
Cherries help.
The milk's good. Really?
No.
Thanks for bringing me cherries.
Cherries work really well.
I'll get some cherries later.
It was 2. I ate both of them. Sorry.
I want to thank our third guest, Darcey Mclaughlin, for coming on. I wish I could shake your hand and give you a hug like we used to. I don't think we've ever hugged before.
We do the Spock thing.
We do that. Yeah, we'll do the Spock thing.
There we go.
Yeah, we'll do that. And don't touch your face for the rest of today.
Yeah.
Check him out on the Rewind 95.9 right here in Miramichi.
That's me.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mornings with
Appreciate
Darcey.
it.
Thanks
for the
very
wings.
much. Yeah, no problem. Anytime.